Okay, guys, good evening. So, a little update on where we are with production and things. Well, actually, first of all, um, did another creative meetup on Saturday, and it went really well. We actually shot a whole short film, and I'm working on editing that, so very exciting. I really like the story this time, and I think it'll hopefully the other ones were like it was good practice for sure, and not this wasn't good practice. It was definitely good practice, but I know I like the story more. So you'll have to wait and see. And then for Betty Fleetfoot, the feature film, progress is I kind of I think I see where I need to go now. Basically the plan is now I think storyboard. Well, no, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna basically create a whole animatic and we're gonna try to do it in the next like 40 days, basically before July 1st. And I like myself a goal, and I like myself deadlines. So, now am I good at you good at making realistic goals? No, and I'm good at setting realistic deadlines. No, but I want to get better, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna work on. There's a handful of well, okay, there's that, and then there's a handful of things. So do that for July 1st, then going back to my first original plan was like 90 days or so ago because anyways May 15th I was like, okay, I want to by that time finish my first animation of the film, finish this well for before that finish the script, cast, and then finish the first animation. So I did everything except for the animation, which I'm kind of bummed by, but I have to not be like I can't let that bring me down. I can't let that be like the reason I don't continue to be so stupid. Like, what are you doing? So moving forward now, I'm like, okay, that 90 days was cool, but like, what now? I didn't really do much freelance work then. I did some things, but and my goal was like, okay, focus on the film. I think this is what Lord wanted me to be working on and stuff. But then it's like, okay, now what do I do? So now I gotta figure that out. So the the next step seems to be this animatic, because I want to finish this film. um, soon or rather than later. Um, Not just to be done with it, just be like, oh guys, blah blah, whatever, made film, but because I don't just want to make one film, I want to make lots of films, and got to get the ball rolling. And I've spent years and years on this project, and it would be nice to make substantial progress, if you will. So the only way to do that basically is to get other people to help, which is scary, terrifying, and uncharted waters. But to do that, I need to be able to communicate my vision basically and be like, hey, this is what I'm trying to create. This is the scene. And to do that, an animatic, which starts with a storyboard, and then putting in all the voices and stuff, and then editing it together. I already am getting like or not auditions, like actual lines from the film recorded and stuff. So things are coming in line to have that ready. And if I don't have the audio for the easy, you broke out of mouth. Like I can talk. I can do scratch audio, and it's gonna be a crazy lock in, but I'm excited for it. And yeah, so that's kind of the plan. That and then also would like to finish. I'm gonna finish scene 8, the my first animation of the film. That first scene I was gonna work on and finish like last week. That I didn't finish. Well, now I've by the end of this next little 40-day little it's like 43 days now, but whatever. That's my goal. Then at by the end of that full animatic like final scene to like be like, and hey, by the way, this is what an actual scene would look like. Here's the final dialogue. Here's like here it's done. Um, Whatever. We're not going to go into scoring right now. That's its own thing. But you know, for all intents and purposes, it's done. And and then obviously here's the cast. We have everything recorded. Here's like make it as like just obvious as possible. Like, yeah, this is what this project is going to look like. This is runtime. Blah 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 blah. Blah. Get everything in a row and lined up, and simultaneously I want to be documenting it as I can on YouTube. And it may like I don't know how collaboration with animation would necessarily work, but basically if I want to finish this, have it done in a year, and not just done but like released even, like I'm gonna need a lot of help. A lot of help. And I'm gonna take steps of faith, and see what doors the Lord opens. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that means funding. I don't know if that means volunteer at the time, and my screen just locked, and um, I have no idea. I don't know, but I want to trust God, and I want to move forward and see just be like, okay, we're gonna do this. Then let's see what happens. There were so many doors that were open for through the casting process. It was humiliating, of course, but it was good. It was good because I learned so many different things, and just Lord like just opened so many doors. I guess that's all I can say. Um, and I want to I don't want to like get my my ego or pride get in the way of whatever he has for the animation process. Be like, oh, I'm gonna do it all. That's not very realistic, and that's not very intelligent. And then you know, so we'll see, we'll see. So I don't, yeah, that's my update. That's the plan, and we'll see. Ciao.